Now, we have learned tonight of punishment for Williamson County Sheriff's officers following repeated complaints of sexual harassment from a female employee.
News 4 Investigates has confirmed one captain resigned and two other officers were suspended following troubling accusations.
Our chief investigative reporter Jeremy Finley has been uncovering these sexual harassment complaints within this department. So, Jeremy, what led up to these punishments?
Well, Tracy, they follow two different lawsuits filed by the same female deputy. But she says what happened to her as a result of those lawsuits is proof of retaliation for blowing the whistle on these officers' behaviors. Tonight, there is fallout from the accusations of Deputy Jamie Haynes. The captain who was once her supervisor resigned and retired while under investigation. And this sergeant and this deputy both were suspended for 5 days each.
You know how they pretend?
The school resource officer filed two lawsuits against her department. In the first lawsuit in 2019, she says Captain Mark Wainwright's behavior was reprehensible and disgusting as he commented on her body and tried to repeatedly kiss her. The sheriff's office confirms Wainwright was removed from being a supervisor and then resigned and retired during the investigation, which means it was never completed. Haynes then filed another lawsuit just a month ago, saying she found a thumb drive containing pornography on her work computer. A sheriff's department investigation shows that drive that contained more than 18,000 images of porn belonged to Sergeant David Hellstrom, who wrote that the thumb drive was left there by mistake and he did not intend to cause harm. The investigation shows Deputy Daniel Poff also accessed the thumb drive by mistake and said he didn't report it because he didn't want to be a snitch. And look at this. When the thumb drive investigation was launched, the department also started investigating Haynes herself and found violations, including repeated unauthorized use of a county vehicle and inaccurate time cards. In comparison, the men were suspended without pay for 5 days each. Haynes was suspended without pay for 10 days. She writes in her lawsuit, the investigation and punishment were retaliatory because of her prior sexual harassment lawsuit. All right, so we repeatedly reached out through email to request interviews with all three men, the sheriff and Haynes herself. Our attempts to reach Captain Wainwright by email, by social media, and phone were unsuccessful by our deadline. An attorney representing the department says because of the litigation, none of the current employees, that includes the sheriff, are authorized to talk. And Haynes' attorney says he doesn't allow his client to do interviews during the court process. This is a story only told through public records, and we will continue to obtain them, and we will keep you posted. Tracy?